everybody. We'll give everybody just a second to log on, but we're here at the Bean Museum. For those who didn't see too, some of our directors posted our museum is looking good. Nothing fell during the earthquake or anything like that, so we are all good here. The museum is going to be closed for the next little while, but you can tune into live events that are going to be happening every day at 11. So stay tuned for that, you guys. We'll give everybody just a couple minutes to log on, and then we'll get started. And also, if you have any questions, feel free to type them in. We've got 2 people behind the camera today, one for Instagram, one for Facebook, that can help answer questions. If there's a comment, they'll type it back. So, yeah, so feel free to type in any questions that you might have. So, that'll be good. We'll probably start like a couple minutes after. Okay, we'll ask our assistants, are we almost ready, you think? Can we start? Okay. We're going to get started. This first book is called Welcome to the River of Grass. And again, the theme today is wetlands, so we're going to start in the Everglades. Welcome to the river of grass, running green from side to side, a river that is inches deep and miles wide. Tree islands hump up over the grass, clump up into hummocky hammocks covered with vines, live oak, myrcene, pigeon plum, making green clouds of trees crowding the horizon, islands of cabbage palm, willows formed on top of rotting peat pillows. Early morning, a white-tailed deer, a doe and fawn walk through the sawgrass, silent as the sun, eat quickly, then move on. A brief shudder in the water proclaims an otter, and a tough-eared bobcat on the prowl makes itself known with an eerie yowl. Farther south, by the mangroves, on stilt-like roots, the water goes brackish, then brine. A raccoon hunts around, then dines on tasty shoots, or crabs or oysters, washing his food to make it moister, then off to bed to sleep out the day. Above on a mangrove snag, an osprey, with dagger, beak, and nail, guts a fish from head to tail. Full day, overhead, a great blue heron flies, while mostly under fresh water lies a hungry alligator in wait, its shroud-like eyes implacable as fate. Till a red-bellied turtle, a singular swimmer, comes too close and is alligator dinner. All unnoticed, above his head, darning needles and damselflies, or on iridescent wings, live their brief lives. Up from the water, an aniga lands on a limestone rock ledge or a fallen tree limb by the water's edge, spreading its wings to catch the sun. Then when this drying task is done, once again it flies off to seek its fishy meal with a spear-sharp beak. Palmetto bugs, like shiny brown weaves, weave in and out of the grass. They pass, spiderwebs spun out across, resurrection ferns, then the first soft rain has startled into life. Life and death come quick to the brown apple snail, not far from its eggs on the pickerel weed leaf. Far above sails the free-willing kite, alert for the snail, which it breaks with its beak. Meanwhile, a company of butterflies, Heliconius, named for the sun, is left alone to flutter by. Twilight. The sky's deep blue slate is written on by passing birds, the calligraphy of ibis, egret, spoonbill, stork, and twilight, returning to roost in the dark. And a barred owl, silent winging, dark-sighted, a low-hooted singing, waits as well, but for the night when at last he will take flight, his great wings fanned and steady, his eyes and ears ready to take his living from the land. A single panther, rare and rarely seen, brown against the fading green, gazes into the coming night, all prepared for instant flight, across the sawgrass, the river, the hammocks, the park, and well into the advancing dark. A shadow, he fades away at last. Welcome as we are to the river of grass. Okay. So that's that one. That is the welcome to the river of grass. We did bring an animal friend with us today to show you guys like we normally would. So one of the coolest animals in the Everglades in Florida is the Burmese python, which I wish we had in the museum, but we do not. But we do have a ball python that I really want to show you. Her name is Monty. Some of you guys know Monty already. My camera assistants are going to help me know where to stand so you guys can best see Monty. Monty's one of our oldest snakes here in the museum. Let's see, where are we good?
You're good right there.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Monty. You can see that Monty has this really awesome tree pattern on her back. Do you see that? That would be awesome camouflage in the Everglades with those dark browns and also some of these lighter tones. And one of the cool things about these snakes is when you look from the bottom, you can kind of see on the back of her tail. If you were under her and she was up in a tree, you'd be able to tell that kind of looks like the sky, kind of looks like twigs and branches that are crossing over through light. It's awesome camouflage. And these snakes are not venomous. The kids always love to ask, but they are tree boas. So this is exactly what Monty would like to be doing in the tree, just hanging on. So Monty's not constricting and trying to eat me right now, just hanging on, being comfortable. If she were to constrict, it would be more so for balance. If I were to shake my arm really hard, she'd probably squeeze on tight to hold on. Another reason why she likes to be curled up on my arm really tight is because snakes are cold-blooded. And my arm is super warm. It's a little bit rainy here in Provo today, so I came to the museum with my jacket on. So my arm is nice and warm, and so Monty's gonna be cuddled up good and tight onto my arm. So this is Monty. The ball python is not native to the United States. They're actually in northern and central Africa. But we do see pythons in the United States. Again, like in the Everglades, you have the Burmese python, not the ball. If anybody has any questions, they're welcome to put them in the comments right now, and we can answer them and tag you back, or I can answer you live. We'll give you a second to do that, and we'll let you keep looking at Monty. Oh, really important. What is Monty doing with Monty's tongue, you guys? We always talk about this because it's important, right? Monty has a forked tongue just like this. Monty doesn't see very well all the time. When snakes shed their skin, they even have a scale that goes over their eye. So when they're shedding their skin, their eyes are very cloudy and they can't see very well. So they really rely on their sense of smell. So when Monty's flicking out her tongue, she's smelling, and that forked tongue helps her to tell what direction a smell is coming from, because they really rely on their sense of smell. So she's just smelling everything. She's in the upstairs of the museum. She doesn't come up here very much. So this is a new place, new smells. We're good? Okay. If you guys are watching live, feel free to wave goodbye to Monty. Monty's gonna put her tongue out to you guys and say goodbye that way.
How long is Monty?
Oh, how long is Monty? Monty is not super long. We have a longer ball python here at the museum. But when they're fully grown, they can be about 3 feet long. Monty's probably a little bit shy of that. But yeah, about 3 feet. Good question. Thanks for asking that. Any others? No? Okay. We'll get to our next story.
Oh, we have another question.
Oh, what is it?
What does Monty eat?
Here at the museum, Monty eats mice. They're not alive. Monty does not really have any hunting skills these days. And Monty is the oldest snake in our museum, about 30 years old, just about. So yeah, Monty eats mice, but they're not alive. So thanks.
Follow-up question from Jeff. Does Monty have fangs?
Monty does not have fangs. It's a good question, Jeff. Perfect. Any others? Any last ones? Awesome. Okay, we'll keep going. Our next book is Babies in the Bayou by Jim Arnowski. In the bayou, where hanging moss droops from the trees and whitebirds wade in shallow water. An alligator floats near her babies, all sleeping on a log. There are babies in the bayou with black and yellow tails and smiling mouths with rows of sharp white teeth. Mother alligator guards her babies well. She lets no one come near. There are babies in the bayou with rings around their tails. Each little face is masked in black. Their mother shows them how to dig for tasty turtle eggs. There are babies in the bayou with shells on their backs. And strong little legs to carry them. One after another, the tiny turtles plop into the water. There are babies in the bayou with webs between their toes. Little ducklings in a row follow their mother through the maze of lily pads. She shepherds them away from danger. Away from hungry mouths with rows of sharp white teeth. There are babies in the bayou with black and yellow tails. There's our last picture with our little baby raccoons. Good. So we want to make sure that you guys see where we are in the museum today before I show you our next animal. We're in the upstairs of the museum. We're up by the American alligator up here. Make sure that you guys can see that we're in the bayou right now, and we did bring some friends from the bayou and the Everglades from our 2 stories. So we do have a snapping turtle here from our collection. We can bring him up a little closer. People can see him up close. You can see that he has these long claws for digging, so he can dig deep in the mud, and a very strong, powerful jaw with a very thick neck. He has a very long tail as well to make him a fierce swimmer. These are tough, tough, tough turtles. And they're definitely in the bayou, and they're definitely in the Everglades. This is the American Summer Turtle. Good. We also brought our raccoon with us today. If you're like me and you're not from the bayou or the Everglades, you know that these guys are actually everywhere. But they are definitely in the swamp and definitely in the Everglades. They love to eat small fish. They're also known to open small shells and mussels and eat those as well. They can eat off of some of those mangrove trees and eat tiny birds. So these are well suited, but we know the raccoon is well adapted to live just about anywhere, right? Yes, we even have them at BYU, so they love to be in the duck pond just like they do in the bayou. Good. So we did bring another friend. For you guys to see. This is Houdini. Houdini is a very small eastern box turtle. Houdini is not a baby. A lot of people like to ask. He's just really small. He's fully grown. And something that makes the box turtle really special is most turtles, when they go inside of their shell, they can't go completely inside. But Houdini has a latch right here under his chin that when he puts his nose inside of his shell, it can completely cover, and he can go completely inside of his shell and lock himself in like a box. That is where they get their name. So he's very, very cool. He is not dirty. He is dirty. He's covered in dirt. One of his favorite things to do is to get deep in the dirt in his enclosure and stay in there. So he normally brings some dirt with him. So that is what is on my hand right now. But yes, this is Houdini. If anybody has any questions about him, they can totally ask. This is a pretty common pet. A lot of people do have these turtles around here in Utah. He does have claws. He doesn't really swim. He really is on land more than anything else. And you can see that he has those long toes and claws that help him dig, which is, like, again, what I said is one of his favorite things to do is be deep in the mud, in the dirt. So he uses those claws to dig. If there's any questions, we will take them. Sure, yeah, or if there's any questions about the raccoon or the snapping turtle. I know a little bit less about those, but we can still talk about them too.
So Emily asks, how fast is he?
Oh, how fast is he? He's actually pretty fast. We could probably try to put him on the ground and let you guys see him walk around for a second. We just got to give our iPad people a chance to get there.
Oh gosh. While we're organizing
you might have to
that.
just hold it on the tripod, I think.
Oof. Okay.
Okay, are we ready, you guys?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay. There we go. We'll see if he wants to. He says, I've never been up here in this part of the museum before. Sometimes our turtles just want to lay down, get a little bit shy, Well, we'll see. He's thinking about it. Normally he's a little bit faster, but this floor is a little bit slippery for him.
While we're watching him, how old is he?
Ooh, he's about 4 years old.
How old can he live to be?
If I understand correctly, they can live about 7 years, but you might have to fact check me on that one to be sure. So yeah, there he goes. He's not the slowest, but this is pretty slippery floor for him. He's a lot faster on the carpet. But we'll pick him up before he gets under our chair. Okay. Do we have any other questions about Houdini? He's one of 2 box turtles at the museum. We have another one named Thunder. So I know my Discovery Reading kids, they've met Houdini and they've met Thunder as well.
Megan asks, what do they eat?
What do they eat? Oh, Houdini eats the freshest salad with a little bit of vitamins sprinkled into it every day with his water. And so his salad is sometimes a little bit of squash, a little bit of lettuce, some fruit. Yeah, so that's what he likes to eat. So fruits and veggies, fresh salad every day with some vitamins. And you know that he's pretty healthy because he has really good coloration on his face. Sometimes they can even have some orange on their face and some other deeper colors too.
Okay, about the age span of the box turtle, according to the National Zoo Education website, they can generally live to be 25 to 35 years.
We were
have
so
been
wrong.
known to survive for 100 years.
Do you hear that? He's gonna live forever. That's so exciting. See, this is why I need my friends to help me out. So official answer, 25 to 30 years. In rare cases, 100 years. That's wild, you guys. That is so wild. So maybe Houdini will live forever. Good. Are there any other questions? I don't think so. Okay. Really good. Well, we'll tell you a little bit more before we head out. But we're going to be doing Discovery Reading every single week on Thursdays at 11. So feel free to tell your friends that will be tuning in live. You can share these videos or the link to these videos on Facebook Live or on Instagram. So please do that. But we'll be here every week at 11, and you can tune in to some of the other activities at the museum at 11. I think we have another question.
Yeah. Chelsea, I think is how it's pronounced, asks, how old is Thunder?
They're about the same age. They came together. Yeah, good question. Thanks, Chelsea. Yeah. So if you have any other questions about Discovery Reading or about the events that are going to be happening at the museum, you can feel free to drop a comment and we'll comment you back. But thank you guys so much. Please tune in next week. I'll be here and I'll be waiting for you guys. So I'll see you.